Yep, that looks right.
Okay, we are live now.
In the display, would you mind uncapitalizing the Y in my name?
Oh yeah, sure.
Ted. Just Ted. That's it. Welcome to my TED Talk.
Ellison Cap username was just Cap, and JPEP's username was just Pep. So
Yeah, I'm never like 100% sure how people like their names spelled in full, I guess, if we're being proper about it.
Except for me, right? I made that
I
very
I
clear.
very much remember that you like yours all lowercase all the time.
Yeah.
Just looks so bad otherwise.
I kind of
Only
agree.
capital N at the end of urban.
no matter how many times
That's
SU
also fine.
capitalizes it, it's not.
The worst thing is people's like autocorrect will capitalize urban all the time for them, and I'm like, hey guys, I know it's easy,
Yeah.
but you got to do this for me.
Isn't Urban like a Swedish name? Like first name?
I don't think so.
I think it is. I'm pretty sure I have a coworker
That's
named
my knowledge,
Urban.
yeah.
I know there's a like an ancient Dutch name that's Urbanus.
Okay.
That's a name.
Cool. So it looks like we're ready to start. You both ready, Jack and Urban?
Yep.
Cool.
Yep.
So let me give you a countdown then. We'll get started in 3, 2, 1, go.
Did Jack acknowledge that he was ready to start?
Yeah, he did. Oh, sorry. Okay, I'll count down again.
Oh,
Sorry,
no, Jack
I just didn't.
started.
He didn't say anything.
It was just a bit quiet, I think.
I was about to say, I definitely
Okay.
did.
Sorry.
Yeah, one sec. Hang fire.
Oh, my bad. Okay, go ahead.
Jack needs to load me up again. Oh, did you both agree not to do Louis skip, by the way?
Yeah.
Cool.
Oh, exciting.
The electric fortune cannot tell between my voice and Urban's, which is kind of absurd considering he's 14 years older than me.
Damn.
Actually,
You had to put it. You had to put a number to it, man.
Just say older. Just say older. Don't remind him how much.
Oh, you could have hit the double.
It's actually less. It's only 13 now.
Oh yeah, no, I am like twice your age. Yeah.
As of today, it's only 13 years.
Hey, let's go. Happy birthday.
Let's
Yeah,
go.
let's go.
Yay!
Let's go.
Yo, thank you.
Happy birthday.
29 in like 2 months, 3 months.
Okay, all right. Now we're getting started for real. You're both ready,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Cool. All right. 3, 2, 1, go.
Good luck.
Yep, good luck to
Yeah.
both the racer.
Yeah, let's go.
Racers.
I'm out of here.
All right, I'll move us to the commentary channel.
I'm leaving. Goodbye.
Yeah, commentary. Oh. Cool. You there, Teddy?
Yeah, could you screen share this?
Oh, that's right. Yes. Cool.
Thank you.
All right. So, live with Urban versus Jack. Jack is a little bit quiet, so let me turn his audio up here. There we go. So yeah, this might be one of the closest races in the tournament so far. This is the round of 4 semifinals. So yeah, I guess. So I'm kind of recovering from a cold, so I'm gonna let Teddy commentate early game if you would like to do so. I'll just mute myself so I can, like, I don't know, drink some lime sip or something.
I'll quote-unquote commentate early game, since picking 2 early game do be like that. So yeah, this is winners bracket round 3, Jack versus Urban. So we're just going to do day 1 extinction, let's get it pretty cleanly. And day 1 extinction is to not do day 1, because day 1 is bad. Taken to early game just consists of mashing A for several minutes at a time and hoping that you get good RNG.
Hopefully nobody gets like really atrocious pellet posies at the beginning here. Like the difference can be like 5 seconds or something like that if you get like the worst pellet posy positions versus the best ones.
Yes, seed code does not control above ground RNG. This is above ground RNG in the pellet posies is one of the few variables, but even with the set seed code turned on.
Thankfully these positions look about the same, so
Yeah, they're about the same for both runners.
So I guess I should mention, as always, that, or not as always, but as is common with these tournament races, both the runners have agreed not to do lose skip, just because failing it kind of stinks. You'd lose like just about 20 seconds, 19 seconds raw if you trigger the cutscene early, and nobody wants to be in that position. Ooh, Urban having a bit of a faff with the bullborb there. That's gonna lose him some time.
Yeah, we lure the bullboard so it's closer to the ship because the bullboard walking is faster than the Pikmin carrying because they're leaf Pikmin. So yeah, we try to kill it as late as possible.
Exactly.
Going into day 3, even with a little bit of delay, JackDraz should still be several seconds ahead of Urban because of the cleaner movement on day 2 with the bullboard.
Yeah, I'd estimate he's probably about maybe 8 seconds ahead at the moment. Of course, it's hard to tell because of stream delay, but both of the runners do have their own timers running. So we will get final times at the end in case they're very, very close.
For the first 3 days, there are a million cutscenes which are supposed to all play in day 1, but since we skipped day 1, they all just play on days 1, 2, and 3. So we have to like mash every button to skip them. Favorite thing of picking too early game.
Yeah. It's kind of interesting how Day 1 Extinction works, because like all the tutorial cutscenes are they're sort of set up to play in certain like situations rather than at certain times. So like you still see like almost the entire tutorial, but you just save a lot of time from being able to activate the cutscenes at like more opportune moments. And of course, being able to end the day and grow Pikmin more efficiently definitely helps.
Yeah, one of the main reasons behind Day 1 Extinction is that in Day 4, we're just when we're able to get the paper bag down, there's eggs, which give us nectar, which is obviously faster since flowers are way faster than leaf Pikmin.
Yeah.
And yeah, as like Cortrin is saying, the battery moves terribly slow with 20 leaf reds.
Oh yeah. Courage
It takes like
Reactor
at least a
is-
minute and a half.
Yeah. It's very frustrating to watch it and like no major exploits, stuff like that.
And then before that, you have to carry the bulb with the red onion, which also takes like a minute.
Yeah, it takes approximately 7 years. So besides Urban's little hiccup on day 2, I believe, it looks like both of the runners have a fairly clean early game at the moment. Oh, Jack
You
doing
go
the
for egg push.
side camera egg push.
This
That always makes me
correct
so
camera
like,
angle.
yeah, that always makes me so nervous. It feels like it's so hard to see like exactly where the egg is relative to you. Urban does like
Apparently it works for him, but I just could never do that.
yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with Curtis. He kind of looks like a maniac.
Absolutely. Urban does the back cam, which is slightly more sensible, but I prefer looking up the slope.
Also, just do that.
Yep. So because Urban had to fix the carries on the 1 pellets there, he ended up not being able to speed up the 5 pellets very much. But that's okay, that's a very minor time loss in the grand scheme of things.
One ledge nectar, which is always nice.
Cool, so Jack got, I believe, oh, Jack missed 3 flowers, and I believe Urban only missed 1. I totally agree, Curtis. Sidecam is really ratchet, to use a word that Jack would use.
Don't get how anyone could do it like that. Like, it just doesn't work for me. Like, I don't get it. Auburn missing the European only 1 shot on the bull board, which is pretty unfortunate.
Yep. Yeah, no, sidecam for egg push is kind of like sidecam for the out of bounds movement during early blues. I forget who I saw do that with like completely like fixed camera the whole way and like was walking like basically to the left on their screen out of bounds, but that just looked like so weirdly difficult.
And egg push is like doing the knapsacks in Awakening Wood without doing top down.
Okay, so Urban and Jack both activating the Louis cutscene at different times here. Jack is doing the route that I would personally do, where you leave Louis at the onion and then switch back. Urban is over here, like walking back to the onion with Louis and switching to Louis as the bulwarp and the 1 pellet get in, so that the seeds can be shot out. I'm not actually sure which is faster. I haven't tried the one that Urban's doing in a very long time.
I've not really seen much of that. But Jack does what he does because during the Louis cutscene, the bulwarp and the pellet still get carried, so that saves time. But during Earth round, the seeds get spit out during the cutscene, which also saves time.
Yeah. I think the walk back is costing him some time because he's now not at the gate when the gate finished coming down, so this is losing a little bit of time there. But I think in theory, if he did that quick enough, then maybe it would be on par. I'm not sure.
Close citrus type.
Indeed. You always have to see close citrus. Okay, Curtis says it's very close, and I believe that. Hopefully nobody has any deaths here. It's surprisingly easy to lose Pikmin on EC1. Okay, so no deaths.
Close.
It was close, yeah, but I think Urban actually came out slightly better on this EC1 because I think Jack got a couple of his reds turned back into leaves from getting shaken off bulwarps, whereas I don't think Urban did. And Urban had more flowers to begin with, so.
And Jack got more leaves, and also Urban was more urgent loading the bottle cap. Jack sort of killed some wars, then loaded the bottle cap, but Urban just went straight for it.
I think that doesn't actually make a difference here because bottle cap will be the Oh no, it's close citrus. Sorry, I'm thinking backwards. Yeah. So yeah, that will be like a minor time save here. I'm just like geared to think in terms of far citrus because I never get close citrus baby rage.
Geared to think with average Pikmin 2 RNG, aka bottom 1%.
Exactly. So I think Jack plucked 8 here, if I counted right. Urban lately has been a proponent of only plucking 7, so we'll see if he goes for that. Oh, he's doing something interesting.
Wow, Louis went back for a 9th.
Yeah. Louis is
kind of throwing.
Yeah, Louis is very uncooperative on this floor sometimes.
Jack missed the 1-shots in the bulwarp.
That can be pretty frustrating.
Like an old-fashioned punch-out.
Yeah, and Urban only ended up having 7 with him, so gotta do some punching out as well.
Pretty sure Jack didn't get the bug body cutscene since he didn't get any bulb orbs.
Oh, that's right. I
Oh
actually
yeah,
didn't notice
you
that.
got no bodies.
Yeah, that's 0 bodies. So he's gonna have to see that bug body cutscene in probably Holy Beast 1. So it looks like he's like 30 seconds ahead right now. That's probably more like 20 seconds at most.
Big time save.
Oh, Jack getting the first frame enter on Awakening Wood enter. That is actually about 1 second slower if you get the first frame enter, contrary to getting it from entering an area normally. For whatever reason, on that specific instance, if you get the first frame enter, which is actually easy to do because you can like buffer the input, I think, it's about 1 second slower.
Make the ship goes to the next loop for no reason.
Yeah,
One value goes if it doesn't do the extra loop.
yeah. Urban doesn't get the 1 frame, which is good. So it only does 1 loop. I'm gonna bonk Jack with the suboptimal stick for that one.
So Jack did 10 leaf reds, which will be a little bit slower for this split. But look at flower pretty soon, so it doesn't actually matter too much.
Oh, and Jack left 2 extra Pikmin at ship, which is interesting. It's going to slow down the gate a little bit, but he might be able to adjust his route here to make the best of it. That was very clean sheer grub wrangling from Urban. Trying to find a verb for that. Sheer grub wrangling, sheer grub hurting, I don't know. It was clean.
Wrangling. New Olympic sport.
Do they have like Olympic like sheep herding or something? I feel like I remember hearing
I
about
got my
sheep
dice.
herding. Oh no. That is super frustrating. So that's probably going to lose him about 5 to 8 seconds, roughly, just because there's a lot of time that your Pikmin are not on the gate. So assuming Urban doesn't get my tights, that's going to be a little bit of an advantage for him.
Moving Urban doesn't get my taste.
Yep. And he
Okay,
doesn't
he
get
doesn't.
them. Urban is also
Yeah,
going
that
to be
just
doing...
read.
Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, random 5% chance, not controlled by seed, loses 5 seconds.
Exactly. Yep.
Back into early net. Urban should save time because he's going to do early net.
Yep. And Urban has a very consistent early net setup. It is really like bulletproof. So hopefully he'll have no deaths here. I don't have audio on his stream at the moment, but yeah, it sounds like, or it seems like there were no deaths. So Urban pulling ahead in this split.
So Jack's still ahead by around 10, 15, maybe 20 seconds, but he still has to do the bug body cutscene, so big time save yet again.
Yep. You'll probably see them equalize right about now. Or not equalize, but...
Show who's like, show how much, who's ahead, basically.
Yep.
Jack did not have a lot of money.
Getting these early bug body pokos is kind of like shockingly important, considering how we play the late game with Payoff Debt now. Of course, this is a race context, so I'm sure the runners are going to be going a little bit more out of their way for bugs than they might otherwise, just because you never want to like go under in a race. You want to finish no matter what. But it is still very important to get these early bugs while you can, because they're usually like much easier to get in large quantities than they are in the later caves. If you get to Perplexing Pool without like a healthy amount of bugs, it is actually pretty hard to recover sometimes, depending on the layouts you get.
Right now, Urban is 3 Pokos ahead, mainly because of Jack getting no bodies in Roach's Cave.
Yep.
And an extra grub.
So does anybody know if like holding and throwing a purple to separate your squad like that, like Urban did, is actually like better for it? Because I don't do that. I just do like the C-stick half turn thing that you'll do on a lot of above grounds to separate reds, and that seems to work fine. But yeah, like I've never actually like thoroughly tested it to see if it separates them better. Do you know, Teddy?
I just throw purple and dismiss. It's like I know they both work, but I'm not sure like which is actually faster.
Right.
First says thing it's better to throw something, right?
Right. I'll have to try that at some point. Oh, you can
Yeah,
make
they
it
do
throw a red.
organize the matter.
So this is kind of a vaguely bad Libby's 4. Just the important stuff here is fairly far away from the ship, which you never want to see. It looks like Jack is taking the very interesting move of skipping the bullboard body.
Yeah, he's already pretty far behind on bugs, so
Yeah, he's
that'll
gonna have
put
to.
him.
He's gonna have to work hard to make up that deficit.
Or he's making on Lend because he's Jack. I don't know.
Urban, of course, is
Urban
getting
is
it.
gonna get the body.
Urban is also growing purples.
Wow.
That's.
I've
It's
not seen that
definitely-
before.
It's definitely a choice. Like maybe he's doing that for safety, and it is a decent layout to do this if you want to. But yeah, in Payoff Debt,
Yeah, we-
that feels like a weird one.
Yeah, we've seen him grow on BK4 a lot in races. So maybe he's just doing it here.
Yeah, because BK4 is
Dead.
not like 100% consistent. Sometimes you get no flowers, which is rare, but it can happen. Or sometimes you get the flowers in a spot that makes it pretty slow to grow.
So I guess having 5 extra purples makes the Empress quick kill a tiny bit easier.
I would suspect it makes it harder, because the shake threshold I think is also based on damage, not just on number of hits. But I don't know that for certain. Jack getting fastest Empress, by the way, or front Empress as we're calling it now, which is always good to
Roll
see.
away.
Urban getting it too.
Nice.
And they both got the
Good to see
faster
those
death
runners getting
animation.
that. $16.12 is not a lot.
Yeah, that's pretty low, Bugs. Growing purple is fine in the new route. You can just have them flowered for later and not take them out for Enter SCX. That actually makes a lot of sense. And then you sort of just have them as backup in case you lose purples somewhere. Yeah, you know, I kind of like that as an idea. Again, I think the layouts where you can actually grow, especially on Holy Beast 4, are going to be relatively rare, and it does slightly slow down entropy K, but really that's minor for like a pretty nice safety strat.
Yeah, especially for a race, that'll be pretty beneficial. Because like if you lose 10 purples, you might be inclined to reset, or if you 5 backup, it'll be not as big of a hit, you know.
Yep. Urban is saying in Discord, too much AT. So maybe that was an accident, actually, but I don't know, maybe it will come back and help him.
Makes system bag more effortless. Whopping no time save. Extra purples here like to get picked off by the sheer grubs, so let's see how this plays out.
Looks like it was fine.
There aren't too many in the way of the trigger.
Oh, this is kind of a hard too.
All these weird bad cheese. No, it's not the worst possible one I'm thinking of.
This is actually kind of good. Like, it's not especially slow, but you have to play it in the right order. And of course, you don't have the opportunity to get one of the blowhogs for extra bugs, which I'm sure Jack would have appreciated right
Yeah,
about
which
now.
Jack would have loved right now. We're gonna go for the heart first.
I think going for the heart first is probably correct here, though, of course, he didn't have full load for it, but it looks like it doesn't actually matter.
Closer, so the full load and it being first. And the not full load and it being first means that it can be slower.
Yep.
I feel like the bottle cap was farther away, so that would probably be better to get first, but
It's a weird situation, because, like, both of them are kind of medium far away, so, like, regardless of which one is further, the one you get second is going to come back second.
right now we have white, so you can actually play the video game.
Yep, you can actually begin to go fast a little bit. I gotta say, having run AT a little bit lately, it is actually kind of nice to have whites in Holy Beasts. It makes one feel so quick.
Next slip of 3 feel like a nightmare though.
Yeah, sub-level 3 feels kind of whack, but 1 especially just like makes it all feel worth it.
Wow, Jack getting 0 Pikmin on the bar.
That is a very bad omen.
And you have
The
to
beam
unfollow
was
on Twitch for that one.
Yep. Sadly, that is an unfollow. Shut up, Curtis. It's not like it's hard. Oh, also no Pikmin on the beam. Sadly, you have to unfollow Urban as well.
I mean, at least he tried.
He gave it one little attempt. Anyway, speaking of AT, this White Flower Garden 4 is decent AT RNG.
Yeah.
Decent, I mean like it's
Okay.
pretty good.
It's pretty good as in not being bad.
Yeah, it's shockingly easy for White Flower Garden 4 to just be like really bad.
Let's see if Urban does the thing where he dismisses in the second room. Oh, he's doing it in the first room.
I think they both probably realize the same thing, which is that doing that dismiss in the second room where you sort of like ferry your Pikmin through the poison, you could do that, but because the mushroom is there, any Pikmin that sort of get latched onto the mushroom will, like after dismissing, will be in the way. And they might like
Yeah,
pick up
that's
the
what I was
mushroom and walk
thinking.
into the poison. Or like if you try to whistle them, then maybe the chopstick would be like in the way while you try to do that, so I can respect not going for that in a race context, because there is like the possibility that that could go wrong in some very unfortunate ways. So Jack
It's
got,
little knapsack launch.
yeah, little launch, but then the head got launched way backwards, which
Yeah.
kind of sucks. Ooh, Urban
Oh
messing up the
wow.
quick kill.
You threw too many Pikmin.
Not a huge time loss, thankfully, because it popped back up pretty fast.
Remember, it's like the exact same launch.
Except without the head going backwards. So
Oh no,
that's a
it
net
also
win
went
for...
straighter. Jack's went off to the side, up on like the ledge a little bit.
Yep.
Jack remembering to save. Saw a little hesitation.
Yep. So let's see if Jack gets memed by the knapsacks or not. Nope. Pretty flawless.
And the knapsack. We're good also saving, that's good.
Fingers crossed that we don't see any of them mess this trick up, because that would be pretty unfortunate, but we do have patch on, so nobody should soft lock. Jack getting it. I noticed he opted to do the safer strat, or the like slower lineup at least. When I believe in his PB attempts he's been doing the yellow strat more. Or been getting a good nap as well, that's great. So yeah, maybe
It's
he's doing that.
reasonable to
Sorry?
reasonable to not go for yellow or early blues in a race setting.
Yeah. Urban also
Let's
put
count the blue. Let's count the red knapsacks. 2.
3. 4, okay. That's pretty average.
Nice, everyone gets it. Yeah, Curtis, especially for how little time it saves, it's not worth it.
Yep. Let's see for Urban. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Also pretty average.
They probably took the exact same amount of time since Urban's Pikmin was just memeing around and didn't want to carry him.
Yeah, true.
Next, going into the fun hole. You will call it the snagger hole, but those people are uneducated. It's called the fun hole because fun happens.
Yeah, Scrap, so it's 1 and 3, as Curtis said, because if you have blues unlocked but not yellows, the game like it rolls for each color, but then if you get yellow it realizes you don't have yellows and it defaults to red. So the red and yellow rolls both default to red, and the blue roll goes to blue.
Even casually, if you get red, then you get the yellow one in knapsack. 2 to 3 times you're gonna get the red knapsack.
Yep. Because then in that case, if
Okay,
you
this-
don't have blues, then I think you get the blue roll, it defaults to red.
Yeah. See what this 2 is like.
Split. This could be pretty good.
Nice whistle switch, poggers. We're gonna have like 15 purples in that marble. That's gonna be not too fast.
Oh, those clean throws
Hey.
over the water.
Nice long to the Jack.
Oh, this is kind of hairy
These
though.
enemies are actually trolling.
He's taking his time with this to avoid losing any of these whites, which I kind of respect, but at the same time, just letting it eat one white would probably be fine.
Not whistle switching, and I guess I'll have to unfollow him a second time.
Oh, and it eats one anyway. That was some wasted time.
You're gonna see how that was not worth. Yeah, now taking his purples is just smart, and just there's nobody in the way really. He needs to ferry them across though, which is unfortunate. I mean, you gotta start plucking those whites sometimes.
Yeah. See, I think in this situation... Oh, Jack is wienering us. Damn it.
Yeah,
I think in this situation, you just let it eat a white. Because it's probably going to anyway when you switch away to go to the hole.
we threw him off to the side. Let's see if he loses any.
Oh,
If she
okay.
kept all of his whites.
That's pretty surprising, actually. So yeah, well played on that from Urban. I think this is kind of like a really recent thing, but potentially losing one white so that you have the opportunity to grow on BK1 might actually be really smart if you can do that. So maybe we'll see, because Jack lost one, and I have seen Jack grow on BK1 before, so don't know. If that option is available, then maybe he does it. Ooh, Jack getting cherry. You'll have to see that.
Every game.
Ooh. So I do actually respect this cherry quite a lot. It's a pretty good cherry to get, and Jack knew he was the one bugs, so this is definitely going to help him out.
He wants to be on.
Ooh. Urban's struggling with that a little bit. Those things can be actually kind of menacing if you don't get a good stun on them. If you do get a stun, they just like completely die instantly.
And the thing is, with fiery and watery blowhogs, with picking 2 devs, it's lost all control and gave them 10-second stun timers.
Yep. Oh no, Urban. Oh no, he knows it's here. I think he just wanted more Pikmin for the quick kill, which, I guess to be fair, Jack did get a shake off.
Much floating.
Oh, floating Bulborb. Or not Bulborb, Cannon
Bulborb.
Beetle. So let's see if this SH5 is any good. And it seems like, no, it's not.
Not too great.
Oh, actually, this is fine. Good on Jack for
Oh, that's
seeing
very
this.
close.
That's one of the spawn points that can catch people out pretty easily.
We don't know the exact difference between the players this time, but it looks like, not counting stream delay, that Jack is around minute to minute and a half ahead of Urban. Let's see how he places 5 though.
Yep. I think it might be a little bit closer than that because I've noticed Urban Stream buffering a little bit here and there, so
Yeah.
might be slightly behind where he actually is.
This
Oh,
could
Jack
be
is
lens.
totally gonna go for these whites. Oh no, he's not.
Nope, and there's not lens over there, so
Ended up being the correct choice.
okay, Urban's intended beetle just took off.
Okay, good. Urban sees it as well. He's very thorough when it comes to checking these spawn points, so that's a point in his favor for sure. He didn't get the anode, or not the anode, the antenna beetle body though.
I think he just felt like he didn't need it that much since he's not doing too bad in bugs and he got cherry, so.
Yep.
Shouldn't be a big deal. Well, I think it's 5 focus, that would have been nice. Looks like Urban and Jack are doing the exact same thing on the 6.
Yep.
Well,
Oh, is Urban searching? Ooh.
really?
This is not a very likely layout for lens.
I'm not sure
Oh no, there is
anyway.
this room.
There's this room. There's a snag ridden.
Oh no.
And it does not pay off. That's a lot of time lost.
Ah. Yeah, see that's why searching is like really, really like playing Russian roulette. Like it could just like raw lose you like 15-20 seconds or more, depending
more
on
in
how long you
that
spend.
case. With the Urban. Hey, Jack didn't even carry all up. That 5 pellet is gonna get off the pot.
Might need to keep it on camera. I'm not sure. It would definitely put him in a really comfortable position if he did get lens there, but yeah, for a lens, like even if he did find it like at the end of that bigger room, it would still not really be worth the time spent, I think.
Bird ahead in this case is kind of ambiguous. Because obviously he spent time to get the lens, and we don't know how much time that would actually save. Because what if there's like double statue layout in FC6? Like,
Yeah. In theory with FC6, you can always tell from the come down whether it's one of the layouts that is good to get both, but you know. Urban spent quite some time searching for lens pep and didn't find it.
You know, like much cleaner movement, especially like Snag and Hold 2 with the throwing across the water, stuff like that. Has been saving him time.
Jack, that is?
Yes, my bad.
Yeah.
Well, Jacob, not on its own. So first of all, there's mem card. Second of all, just little stuff on day 2 with the billboard, time loss like that. And yeah, 4 is slower, 5 is a bit slower. Very clean enter BK.
So I guess here we get to see if this is a possible layout to grow whites on. And it looks like no. There's no spawn point for the white candy pop in
With
this
bad
stump run.
A really bad RNG. Worst possible.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
This is frankly terrible.
Yeah, there are 3 rooms in this layout, but you always get the one that you spawn in, then you can either have the candy cane room or this thing. The candy cane room has the spawn point for the white flower, but not that big room.
Yep. You always spawn in this plus shaped room. But yeah, the second room is random.
I feel like Curtis is a little bit of an advantage, but not too far off.
Yeah, like this layout that that Jack God and Urban is later gonna get. This layout like outright loses like maybe 30 seconds compared to like an average to good one. It's actually silly how much time it loses because the treasure moves so slowly. And Jack of course didn't get the bug body either, which is -7, so that's another difficult position to be in. He did get cherry, so he's not worrying too much, but of course
Yeah,
he'd like to
that
be.
that RNG you almost never get the body, and if you do, you lose a bunch of time.
Yeah.
You just need all of your whites in the treasure.
I'm surprised Jack didn't go for his like getting the Dweevil body thing here. If you hold the purple right at spawn and like one shot the Dweevil, you can pretty easily collect it. We're gonna be loading cask with all blues. Did he mess up the BK knapsacks a little bit? I didn't see.
The first, I didn't see a second one. The first one, I rolled him a little bit.
What was that, Teddy?
The second knapsack, I'm not sure how Urban did, but the first knapsack to get onto the part of the stump took a few attempts.
Okay. And yes, Jamie, it's a blind race. So it's a set seed, but they haven't seen the layouts. We haven't seen the layouts either, for that matter. The only thing that was checked beforehand was to make sure that there are no like missing treasures in 2 specific floors that can have that rarely.
You don't check for the CO4 missing treasure kappa. Which I've never seen because of the skill secret.
Yeah, I've been told that has never actually been seen in a real run. Right, so Jack is kind of forcing getting this Wallywog body, which he kind of has to do because he missed the body on 1 and he was pretty low out of early game, so...
They both were 7 focus, so just an offset of what he missed on floor 1.
Yeah, I mean, ideally you get both, but this Wallywog body is one that you would often skip if it's in a bad position like it was this time. But he really cannot afford to skip those 7 pokos here.
Also with share, you can kind of BS some small things.
Yeah, a little bit. Cherry's only 20 though. Like it's a
Yeah.
nice bandage for a bad early game, but it really doesn't go that far.
Had
Oh,
a little
Urban having
trouble
some
in this
trouble.
BK2.
That is a very... Dweevil is very good at his job. Yeah, Julian, that's called Grand Finals. I think for Grand Finals we should give the runners, like, just the most absolutely terrible seed we can possibly find.
You should like find one that is a good holo beast, but then bad everything else.
Yeah, you get best possible Holo Beast 2. And in exchange you get 3 missing treasures, top to bottom every layout. Bad beam RNG, I don't know.
Oh, I can't forget the Urban White Flower on 4. Most important floor. White Flower Garden 4 is just bad for no reason. It is a super high corridor raid.
The way Jack played this is so scary. I actually cannot believe that worked.
Yeah, I had several questions about what he was doing, and I have no idea how he used 99 Pikmin left. I entered Roblox Kingdom with 99 Pikmin.
Yeah. That's actually a mistake he just made. You should really never dismiss leaf blues onto a big treasure like that, because they just stop the treasure for like approximately 7 years. It takes so long to wrap around. Alright, so Urban is playing BK4 here a little bit more slick. He's getting some anode beetles and skipping the Wollywog body. I didn't see if he got the Bulborb on 1 though, so maybe he's not feeling the pressure.
Julian, we believe in you. Do your worst. If Jack is able to beat the hardest boss in the game. And for a lot of runs, good to die. In every category, Pikmin 2, so let's hope he can get this fight down.
Oh, that was a nail biter, for sure. Good play from Jack there. You'll love to see it. That's top runner stuff.
Yeah, they've got Jack that's in a really nice pace. He is moving. That fire geyser is kinda gonna get in your way.
He's kind of just ignoring it, which I respect. Deal with it later.
Taking the cutscene like a Chad.
Okay, so what Urban is doing here is really smart. Just putting like 5 blues on the big gem thing early. It really doesn't speed it up that much, but like time is a multiplier in terms of like carrying things. So that is really gonna help get that in on time. It's gonna mean he probably doesn't have to speed it up at all.
But the 5 leaf blues he put doesn't they don't do much, but it does enough so that he doesn't have to go back and forth.
Yeah, exactly. Their contribution magnified over like the other like 45 seconds he spent getting the skull is actually pretty significant. Like yeah, see how much further ahead it was than where Jax was.
He didn't even fix that. But yeah, the small bull board will help. Jack had 49.54, which is quite a lot. Probably because of Cherry.
Yeah, okay. So maybe he was doing better on bugs than I realized.
He was just like 16-12 out of whole of these, but then after that he was probably fine.
Yep.
It's actually faster to throw the red after going to the fire because it feels like that's not faster. If anyone knows, that would be helpful.
I've heard that's what you do in like low IGT and stuff like that, which to me implies that it's maybe slightly faster. It seems hard though. Like it seems like it would be easy to mess up, but I haven't actually timed it.
Also, killing the hardest boss in the game with little to no difficulty.
Yep.
What if his wife was smart enough to put out the fire by drowning itself? Cave knapsack. Like Jack wants to save 1 second. It's pretty optimal.
It's actually kind of scary how nice that is when you kill that Bulborb. Like numerically, it's like, yeah, 1 second, but when you play the next part of the split, it feels so much smoother because you don't have to do a bunch of like D-pad shenanigans and like I don't know, like soft touching the stick to like. It's just weird movement to kill it with a white and not lose that much time. It's like 1 second in the best case, but I feel like it's probably like closer to maybe 2 seconds, adjusting for human error sometimes.
It also helps nullify metites, since while the metites are just like moving around, you're doing that.
Exactly, yeah. Like the way we used to play this split, you had to like kind of pay attention and spam purples while you were breaking the eggs to make sure you would kill the mitites, but now we just wait for the eggs to be broken and it's completely fine. And we use that time efficiently, so there's kind of no reason to not do it if you can play the split fast enough anyway.
4944 is also a nice Pokemon map.
Yep. Courage Reactor is probably the fastest treasure to get, yeah. But yeah, like normally you're forced to get it on day 1, but the runners here will have done a trick where that lets them skip day 1 and not get it then because it's faster to get with flower whites instead of leaf reds.
Also gives us time to flower blue picking if we grew and like any wood. Those being flowered helps a lot.
Yep.
Also lifeguard, poggers.
I feel like that's kind of standard at this point.
Yeah, but like I'm still gonna keep saying that. At Curtis.
So Jack threw 3 whites aside to not put them on scrap, which is a really interesting choice considering he didn't get extra whites and he's also down 1 white. Unless he grew somewhere weird that I didn't see. There's nowhere else to grow, is there, besides PK1?
FC3 if you're really desperate.
But he hasn't gotten to FC3 yet, so like,
Oh,
he
sorry.
definitely still has 19 whites, right? Like,
Yeah, he is 19 whites definitively. I think he throws, unfortunate.
oof.
Twice.
Right, so Jack is probably gonna get like super ultra cutscened right now.
And missing those purple throws comes with the downside of this knapsack being a nightmare.
Yep.
Even with a delayed scrap, actually.
Oh, he just
Oh wow,
barely
it
makes
still
it.
worked.
Still gonna lose some time from that, but it's not as bad as it could have been.
Augers.
I feel like the implication, Amiga, is that the golden crown is like actually made of plastic or something. Because it kind of looks like one of those like prop crowns that you see in like toy sets. At least I think so.
But Jack's gonna go to subterranean complex, one of the most hazardous caves. A lot of reset heavy floors from this one.
Oh, Jack's struggling a bit with the read here. This is kind of a difficult one. Yeah, it's in the room, which is pretty unusual.
Because there are also tons of enemies, which is gonna be annoying.
Yeah, thankfully, Nouveau Table isn't that fast of a treasure, so you have plenty of time to kill stuff in the meantime.
I think not back up to SDX. Save time.
Now that I think about it, I feel like most of the rings and stuff and the gems in Pikmin 2 are probably also meant to be plastic. Like, you can kind of see like seams on the rings, and you have that little like opening in the back that you would see on toy rings a lot of the time so that it can fit people's fingers better. You would never see that on a real ring.
Sylvain works 100 focus on a small strawberry at 170. So. Hello, Jared. I love Jared.
It is J.
My bad.
Jack losing one blue Pikmin on SCX2. That is sadly a reset.
You're being so careless as to lose a blue Pikmin.
That one blue guy didn't deserve it. He was trying his best.
He ain't gonna have him.
Ooh, looks like Urban is losing a purple there, which is actually fine because he has the extras.
It's not a reason, like one blue loss.
Right, so Urban played this one quite a bit better than Jack. I think he had the read on where the treasure was much faster.
Yeah, he knew because of the enemy count that there has to be treasure. Then saw the gauge was not going up super fast and knew location.
Yep.
He's also lost a blue, which is sadly a reset. You're so true.
Ooh.
With that fire gas was.
This is a really hard SCX3 for what it's worth. Having Far Beetle is just a super difficult situation because the combat takes a lot of time, but then the treasure is like relatively fast if you whiteload it.
Jack does.
I think this is generally the right game plan that Jack went with. But yeah, on a layout like this, if there was a white candy pop, I would probably consider growing whites here while waiting for the last treasure to come in, because he's probably going to be waiting for like maybe 5-8 more seconds here or something like that. Actually wasn't that long, so maybe not.
Here, we're just saved a solid 20 seconds on the FCX1. That's the lead for Jack is much smaller now.
Yep.
I think like Jack will go 15 here because he's down a white.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In this kind of a layout, you always grow all 15. Like, it's basically free to grow the last 5. And of course, this is a race context, so I feel like even if it wasn't a good layout to grow 15, you would probably want to try to anyway.
Want to grow 15 if all 3 flowers spawn.
All 3 flowers always spawn, I'm pretty sure.
I saw a seed that someone posted that had 2 flowers. And so we're gonna have
Really?
spawn points that weren't 300 points away from the ship at least.
That's actually wild. I didn't know that could happen. Oh, did Urban get Mai Tides from the egg? He did. Oh, that's really unfortunate.
Nice room walk with Jack.
Yep.
We're gonna smartly use the rock to take care of the fire guys.
Yep. Getting that second try is not ideal, but it's probably better than doing something risky.
Take 6 doesn't seem too bad. Burn poison guys is on top of like 4 Enos. That's like the worst thing.
Yeah, this is kind of a hard layout just because there's a lot of enemies that you're forced to deal with. But I think the way Jack played this is pretty good. Just downing all the Georgie bugs and like spamming purples basically at the dweevils that are causing issues.
Yeah, Curtis, that was kind of slick.
Let me link the bracket real quick. There's sadly no command. There you go.
No.
Huh. We both got it at the same time. Yeah, so this is winners round 3. Next round is semifinals, but of course there's going to be some losers bracket stuff as well happening before then.
Grimlock never been.
I believe the loser of this race plays Curtis next, actually.
I think the winner plays the one and only Crown.
Right, yeah, I think so.
The loser plays Curtis.
I've been dealing with this anode beetle, which is kind of a choice. I feel like he didn't necessarily need to, but at the same time, I respect the safety.
Yeah.
Oh, this Dweevil is like really being a jerk. Okay, that's
Finally, I grabbed something that was not the bolt.
Yep. Gotta throw some more purples. Oh, narrowly missed it. That one narrowly missed it too. It's just too fast. Really good play from both of them on this sublevel. SEX6, that is. Super good to see that. And they both played kind of differently as well, which makes for an interesting contrast. The one thing I will say is that neither of them got that many bugs. Like, they both killed a lot of stuff, but at least I didn't see either of them actually, like, get some of the anodes that they killed at the beginning. Which I think we should be doing that more these days, because bugs in late game are kind of sparse.
6-6 is so bad that it's even infamous among casual players.
Yeah, for sure. So I didn't see much of how Jack played SCX7, so hopefully we can see something interesting from Urban. Oh, right, but his Weevil grabbed the on. Oh no, Urban. Oh my goodness.
All of the
Oh, okay, so he has some extra purples in the onion, but that still means he's going to be at 9 in total. And that Romeo position is really difficult.
I think what we're gonna try and do is just get the extra pearls from the onion and grow on FC1. Because he really needs those purples.
Yeah, I imagine he's going to grow on FC1.
What is Romeo doing?
Romeo is, I think, like permanently stuck in that spot. There are a few of the spots on this floor that can happen, like between rooms, that you just really should never lure Romeo into, because he can basically just become like an invincible stage hazard. And if you try to kill him, then all the Pikmin you throw on him, he can walk out of there. I have never actually seen him walk out of that.
We got here for Jack. What's that? I think Jack Doodle Bug under the 2 right now. See if he gets all 3.
Yep. Jack also slightly misreading the floor, which is interesting. I guess to be fair, getting a treasure in this close room is kind of weird from a score perspective. Like, you wouldn't think this room would have enough score. Banking on the stun and he doesn't get it.
He just lost more white. Oh, we're just growing an 8. That makes sense.
Yeah, going to chimney room first is generally correct. I think this floor would have been like slightly better overall if you could read where this was at the beginning, but I agree that that was a really hard read. Okay, so Urban grew some more purples on SCX8, which is interesting. Normally you want to do that on 1, and I think there was a purple candy pop on 1 for Jack.
I think Urban just wanted the full, like, 20 purples for FC instead of the 15 that would 14 that he would have had otherwise.
Right,
Which
that
is
makes
fair.
sense.
Yeah, depending on these. getting red.
Yeah, I'm not really sure how I feel about that, because like you lose sort of a fixed amount of time for the menuing, and if you're not like getting a comfortable amount of reds out for that, then it feels kind of not worth it. Maybe that's like a weird placebo, but
Jack did that too pretty well.
yeah, looks like he had good loads overall in the treasures here.
Got back at the same time.
That's one of those things that's like a lot of newer runners kind of struggle with loading the treasures correctly on FC2, and I don't know if there's really a trick to it. You just like eventually get the hang of it and sort of figure out like approximately how fast a certain number of whites makes each one of them move.
It's just a vibe check, really.
Yeah, it's, as Cap would say, chicken sexing.
Do it.
I almost half expected Jack to grow whites there, because he does have kind of a comfortable amount of whites though, so despite losing a bunch, he's fine on that front.
Yeah, he's only lost like 3 in total. So he's at like 32, I believe.
Sorry, I just had to mute myself there. Had to cough a bit.
Good.
My cold really does not like me talking for this long.
That's unfortunate. Ruben actually had the correct read. He went to the room over here first.
Yeah, and so you can kind of see that sort of both the treasures are coming back at the same time, whereas with Jack, he had to like basically wait for the last treasure as like a one-off or like a solo task, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Oh, he's losing another white. Another white. Oh, you can tell he's kind of mad.
Yeah, he was sort of stared at that for a second.
The stare and then the chirp spamming the camera buttons.
Yeah.
To any casual viewers in the audience, that is how you can absolutely tell when a Pikmin 2 runner is really upset.
They are is directly dependent on how many times they hit the Z button. Kind
So
of
this
a weird
is-
4.
Yeah, this is an absolutely weird 4. I was about to say, like... I didn't even see the other treasure. Oh no.
These quarters are going pretty crazy.
Yep.
Pikmin 2 does when they put anode beetles and bumbling cinch bugs in the same sub level.
They call the bumbling snitch bugs demons in the game files, which
Yeah,
makes a lot of sense.
I have no idea why they're called that internally.
I mean, the devs knew what they were doing.
Besides that, I feel like you had to go for the star first here since it's going to be slower.
Yeah, it's gonna be way, way slower. Also, for what it's worth, this layout sucks in AT because there is no purple candy pop.
It's not that good for pod either.
Yeah, it's pretty good for pod, or pretty bad for pod too, rather.
Because that room is just spawning on top is just bad. Unless you get a crazy good task layout.
Oh, okay. Urban is doing something interesting here. He recognizes that that the ring is alone in this far room, so he's bringing just whites to this, which is a really interesting play. I don't think I've ever seen anyone do that before.
I do like the play though.
Yeah, this is really smart. Very, very good recognition from Urban.
Also root to that white.
I feel like he spent a bit too much time messing with the bull bears though. I think ideally he should have just let them eat one. And
Yeah, Bulwar's kind of a 200 HP to be punching them out like that.
yeah, that was a decent amount of time loss, and especially using so many whites for that where they're not on the dig. But generally, I think this game plan was very, very smart.
Absolutely. He also got 2 bodies, which is decent.
Yeah, that's alright. So the ring came in like super first here, but I think if he just sort of dismissed all of his whites immediately and didn't mess around with the bull bears, that would have been like basically perfect.
Yeah. But this is the weird SE6 RNG. It's not good.
Yeah, the like almost good SCX6 or FC6 RNG. I mean, to be fair, it would still be kind of decent for AT.
Yeah, it's because there's no big room.
Yep. So Urbit is making the correct play on this FC4 as well. Oh no. Oh no.
Oh no,
Ooh.
that's not good.
That's pretty nasty, but that's actually recoverable, I think. Oh, I feel really bad for Urban because, like, this whole race, he's been playing, like, really smartly in general. Like, he's had a lot of good game plans. He's, like, executed some floors better than Jack in certain instances, but he's just had a few, like, really, really unfortunate disasters that have really set him back. There was some whites, yeah.
Yeah,
It's
there are some whites.
having low purples for COS. It's gonna hurt for BD Longlegs, but at this point in the run, I think he's basically fine. As someone who has plenty of experience running with low purples, BD Longlegs is basically the only thing where it's like actually a big deal.
Mr. J special.
Good deload from Urban there. Yeah, so you know that if the wires are deloaded, then a treasure that moves that fast is basically just guaranteed to make it through unscathed. It's something that we basically just figured out from experimentation. You can also do that with the candle on FC3. Yeah, what Curtis said, basically.
The worst upgrade in the game.
Yeah,
Use
this
the player when they collect it.
this upgrade makes you sometimes lose 1 second if you press A too early when entering a hole.
makes you live 30 seconds if you're capping and it's your PB. Also, the camp beetles do not stay loaded either, so they're never gonna shoot your Pikmin.
Yeah. Ooh, Jack, you should know that you don't have to kill that fire geyser.
There's gated duck and he went for it last. That's not optimal.
Yeah. The way Jack played this COS2 was, I'm gonna bonk you with the unoptimal stick once again, because this was not superb. It is ultimately fine, but
The urban
yeah.
got or Bulborb.
Oh, yikes.
Yeah, characters. If he didn't take out 11 reds, he would have had like 30 Pikmin. So
That is a fair point. I guess like in a PB attempt you wouldn't do that, like assuming that you're gonna have a disaster on FC4, but for a race, I think that makes sense.
'69, it's not too much.
Did you see what Jack's poker pace out of FC was?
I don't know.
Damn. Urban is at 80-76, which is pretty good poker pace. Pretty comfortable. He doesn't really have to think about bugs too hard for the rest of the run. That's interesting, Curtis. I've never heard him talk about that.
E6 Pikmin though is not ideal.
Jack is just now realizing that the gate, or the hole is also gated. This is a really bad COS3. Well, yeah, Curtis, but you versus TCB happened at like fucking 4 a.m. my time. Sorry, that's my one allowed swear for the Pikmin stream. The community stream, that is. Oh, Urban at 7 purples. That hurts to see.
It's not pleasant.
No.
You'd rather have like 20, 15, 20?
Yeah, like 15 is kind of the critical mass you look for.
You're
Any less
somehow
than that.
entering COS with more Pikmin than Jack did. Because Jack didn't bring any reds because there's time loss. The COS 4 wasn't trolling too hard.
Yeah. I have 34 purples. AT grinds that.
Jack, what are you doing? Okay, just throwing whites onto the wrong spot.
Oh, Urban growing purples on COS2. I can't say I've ever seen that before.
I've never seen that.
That is definitely like an option select among option selects.
I mean, the whole Beast 4 was also kind of just a novelty, but
So Urban in total has grown like twice as many purples as you normally grow in a pod run.
yeah.
So Urban is being smart and getting the duck happening first. But Lipstick also isn't moving, and Lipstick is like weirdly slow. So I feel like he probably should have thrown like at least a few reds on it. You haven't lived if you haven't grown purples on COS too. Yeesh.
I'm dead. Well, the thing is, the flower only spawns if you have less than 20 purples. So that's very.
I mean,
so
which
it's
is
rare even casually.
in a speed run, it's in a pod run at least. It's not that uncommon, because like
Yeah, you'll
you-
usually lose one somewhere.
yeah, you're super liable to lose at least one purple. But also like the way Capteki spawn is. Let me check this actually. Cave COS2. Right, okay, so it is the first cap decky, but that means you have to have like an empty alcove after the treasures get placed, which is actually kind of weird. And it needs to not be gated as well, because like it has an equal chance of being gated with the hole and or the duck, if those are in alcoves as well. Yeah, growing whites on COS4 is something you can do in the off-dead enemy, or sometimes AT if you're having a really bad day.
Very casual, and going to COS right after Awakening Wood. That white flowers for everybody.
Always an AT enemy, that's good to know.
Yeah, that makes sense. You go that right after you get the globe. Alright, Jack is first right knapsack and fucking cool.
Urban, you need to get some Pikmin on Holgate. I feel like just putting like 5 purples on it would give it so much of a boost at this point.
Yeah.
Is it seriously that bad, Curtis? I haven't actually like memorized the AT enemy route like I have with the AT route. I mean, I don't run the category, so like that's normal. So Jack is making his way into GK. Oh, he gets Moge throws. I actually haven't seen anyone get GK2 Moge throws in like what feels like a few months. He's doing them with Louis, which we have discovered is easier. Getting it first try.
Let's try. 1 and 2 are like. Feels like they're harder than 1 and 4.
Oh, they're so much harder than the ones on 4. The ones
Partially
on
because
4.
they are, but like partially because they're way less common.
Yeah, there's I'm pretty sure the bottle cap spawns first on GK2. So
I'd believe you.
I'm pretty sure. Let me think. How many spawn points are there? 1, 2. So there's
Oh,
like
there's 7.
7 spawn points. Okay, glad you
Wait,
knew
no,
that.
there's 6. My bad.
Okay. So yeah, it's like a 1 in 6 chance, I think. Assuming it spawns first. If it spawns second, then it's a little bit different. But
There's 7 since in Colossal Cavern, all the hole spawn points are changed to treasure spawn points.
ooh, I've been having a rough time with BLL.
With low purples, this is more annoying.
Yeah.
Get the job done, though.
This is precarious, JackDraz. This is really,
Okay, yeah. You
really
should
a
have
bad
thrown another
situation.
purple on it. Jack, let's throw a purple on the blowhog. It's not that hard. You're doing it before, and it was working.
He tried. There we go.
Hmm.
Bit of a struggle, but Pikmin 2 is hard.
At 8746. That's. Oh no, he does got. That's a lot of whites.
Yeah, that's really... I did not see that happening. And if this bread bug gives him the walk around, then... Okay, he's got it. But yeah, this is going to give Urban a big chance to catch up, because that almost certainly will not happen to Urban.
Yeah. Does? Well, that's just content.
Throwing for content. Hopefully not, because this is a blind race, so I'm pretty sure Jack doesn't know where Urban is at the moment, so he's probably feeling the heat.
I'm fairly certain Urban is super behind the money. I think he's like 8746.
That's
Living
kind of
COS.
rough.
Which means he's probably just gonna get mad.
Yeah. And we know for a fact that he cannot bank on Cookie. Let's hope he doesn't try that.
The Englishman's gambit.
The Englishman's gambit, yeah. Oh yeah. Right, Curtis. I thought it was 8726, and I was thinking, oh, that's kind of low. 46 is okay.
Oh, I'm doing my math wrong. My bad. I cannot do math. Somebody's in my head. Did Jack just crash?
Jack just got breadbug crash.
Oh my god.
That is the first time we've ever seen that in a race. You are joking.
There's no way that just
What?
happened. Are you kidding me?
And he hasn't been using memcard either. Wow, okay. I'm like really kind of stunned from that.
Shocking.
Yeah, that's just it from Jack, I think. So I don't know if Pi is here. Pi is the tournament organizer. Yeah, I mean, so like the set rules from here on out are from established like a few races ago, where that everybody runs with no mem card to ensure fairness. But yeah, this just sucks. That is really, really kind of unfortunate. Well, let's hope Urban finishes strong. We can still see Urban finish, hopefully. Unless he crashes too, which, I mean, that's kind of the ideal. That's kind of the ideal outcome for Jack. Yeah?
I've never seen 2 bedrock crashes in one day until today, and I've never seen 3.
Whew. Maybe we can have a couple of firsts. Well, if we
I've heard his I just bedbug crashed while playing New Year casually.
Yeah, Jack got breadbug crash, Amiga.
race has been kind of crazy.
Yeah, like been kind of insane. There's been a lot of interesting stuff going on. A lot of good plays from both runners here. A lot of unfortunate things for both runners. Some bad plays as well.
But yeah, GV, so Jack just crashed with the bread bug. This is indeed an F in the chat. Also, this GK just not good double monkey throws.
Yeah, that's a really kind of rare and unfortunate situation. Did Urban get the bull bear? Oh no, he didn't. You just kind of have to feed it at this
Oh,
point.
what? It just left. Didn't get the
Yeah.
bull bear since he hadn't killed it yet.
Walkies. Yeah, just
Send the emote, Kemi.
emote?
No.
Yeah, okay.
You've noted. Close enough.
I should probably rename that emote to Walkies.
Nice.
I still can't get over like just how unfortunate that is. Like really, I don't think we've ever seen that before in a tournament setting. Or even like a set seed race. Some of the casual set seed races we do sometimes. Again, there is still a chance for Urban to get a breadbug crash on GK6, which it's happened a lot lately, so yeah, in that case I suppose we would just have to have a rematch. But assuming that doesn't happen,
Chaotic evil on the alignment chart.
well, looking on the bright side, you're not out of the tournament yet. It means you get to race Curtis next, and then either me or Max, whoever wins between our showdown after that. So really, if you're going to be like super ultra like sickly optimist about it, then that means you get to do more races.
More racist smile. Or Curtis, I don't know if you just play a better forehead.
Yeah, the only person who loses in this situation besides Jack himself is Curtis. Oh my goodness. I really want to see Urban's purples killed statistic at the end of this, because that is
Yeah.
like really quite something.
He just lost 5 more. He only had 7.
It's up to Pi to determine that, Jack. Like, if it was up to me, I would probably say rematch. But yeah, it's up to Pi.
Yeah, Curtis, if an AT runner would have to like go and BK 6 times to farm.
I don't know if
much
anybody
that.
said this on stream, but when Cap and I raced, we had sort of like a good faith agreement beforehand that if either of us crashed, the person who crashed automatically got the win. Which is kind of a funny way of doing it, but thankfully
That's
nobody crashed there.
interesting. No UFO, Sag. This is pretty much the last time for Urban to crash.
Yeah, at this point, I doubt it would happen. seriously, Curtis, if you can figure out how to consistently buy fast mem cards, then like I'm all for it. Oh,
Okay, Urban's got bread bugged. Maybe twice.
oh my goodness.
Alright, he got bread bugged twice.
Well,
2 different bread bugs, which is twice as bad.
it's not based on the storage space. I have 2 mem cards. One of them is 16 megabytes. The other one is 128 megabytes, and the 128 megabyte one is slower. If you want to do that, Curtis, that would be sick. But like, that could potentially cost a lot of money, so I'm not gonna request it.
It could cost you a fortune, and it knows you're buying one of them.
Yeah, unless you can get some like AliExpress like bargain bin like assortment of random memory cards for $10 thing, then that would be cool. 'Cause you probably couldn't just buy like 50 of the same type, because then they'd probably all have the same speed, I would imagine. Did anybody see what Urban's bug pace is? He's getting these bread bugs, so I assume he needs them.
It's fine.
Yeah,
he's
yeah,
good.
he's okay.
He needs just 1 bread bug.
Silicon Lottery, I kind of doubt Silicon Lottery, like at least in the same way that you use for like CPUs. I think it genuinely is just like which flash chips are in them. But like, I actually opened up my mem cards and they're different inside, but they both have like a big glob of like black glue on top of the flash chip, so like you can't actually tell what model it is, if it even is labeled at all. Well, yeah, GG to Urban. Yeah, so
44, 20.
So yeah, we'll have to talk to Pi
28.
to figure out what the actual result of this is, if there's going to be a rematch or not. But for this race in particular, well done to both the runners. It was definitely a really interesting race to watch. A lot of interesting plays from both of them. So
A lot of the good plays by both on select floors.
yeah, for sure. I'm especially like really happy with how Urban played FC3. I think that was super smart. Yeah, so I wonder if either of the runners want to hop in voice and talk about this for a sec. Post race interview, maybe. Hop into like just the tournament channel and I'll pull you into commentary if you want to. Jack's good. Yeah, I think Urban, maybe not. So I guess we'll just end it there. Once again, GG's to all the runners. Thank you for commentating with me, Teddy. And yeah, look forward to the next races. I don't think we have anything scheduled yet, but hopefully there should be some stuff scheduled soon. So join the Pikmin speedrunning Discord to see events for when that's happening. Yeah, thank you for watching.